Welcome, everybody, to episode 24 of the Canuckleheads podcast. Shout out to Matt Cook, Jace Howerluck, and also another 24. There we go. My name's Justin, joined by my co-host, Mr. Wes. And unfortunately, we're here to talk about Canucks hockey this week. So let's get right into it. Tampa Bay Lightning in Vancouver, March 13th, 2022. Demko and Vasilevsky start. No Petey, injured his wrist in the game beforehand. Was flexing it on the bench, missed practice. They said it was day-to-day, so...
Yeah.
Sheldon Rempel making his Canucks debut in this one. This was 2-0 Tampa after 1, 2-0 Tampa after 2. In the third, there was a goal from JT Miller off a weird play. Tampa thought it was icing, and the defender for the Lightning just kind of stopped, and Garland threw the puck out to JT Miller, who was all alone in front, and just kind of chipped it past Vasilevsky. There was an early whistle in this one that negated a Connor Garland goal potential, game-tying goal.
Early whistle. I was frickin' screaming at the TV. I was so mad because it was so clear as day if the ref had the right positioning that the puck was not in control of the goalie.
The goalie wasn't in control.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he got me there. Garland just tucked it in. He even said to the ref, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah.
That was frustrating.
And the Canucks wound up losing this one 2-1. So
different game if that goal goes in.
Yeah, and who knows if you get a point. A point from the Lightning is big, especially the Canucks need all the points they can get. Yep. Wes said 3-2. I said 5-4 wins. Both wrong. Vasilevsky was great this game. The Canucks had chances, especially in the third, but Vasilevsky was just ridiculous.
He always gives just those psycho eyes. He has the most demonic eyes in the helmet I've ever seen.
And yeah, Tampa, they played the night before, and their strategy basically was just unload in the first 10 minutes because they were up 2-0 in the first 10 minutes of this game, and they kind of ran out of gas after that. They did not look like the juggernaut that they are, but played the night before.
Yeah.
Chose to start Brian Elliott in Edmonton and save Vasilevsky for us, so that kind of sucked.
But that's what kind of shows you they expected us to be a tough game, which I kind of like that.
Yeah, a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Next, we had the New Jersey Devils in Vancouver, March 15th, 2022. Demko and Dawes got the start for this one. No PD again for the second game in a row. Nick Patan made his Canucks debut this game here. In the first, we had a goal from Brad Hunt. Just ripped a slapper from the face-off circle on a good play by JT Miller, who again curled back in the neutral zone, kind of throwing the course of play off, and then it just paused the defense, and Brad Hunt was coming in with speed. I believe he came right off the bench and just ripped one right past Dawes.
Yeah, and it was funny too because sometimes when they curl back like that, I don't really like that. It stops all your momentum into the zone. Your wingers have to slam on the brakes, but he's seen Hunt just coming flying on in, so he just dished the puck to him. Great shot. Yeah. Perfect goal.
Then we had a goal from Hoglander on a great feed from Besser in front to Bo, and Hogs batted in the rebound out of the air. So
very cool goal.
Yeah, nice to see Hoglander getting on the score sheet again. Hadn't scored since the Islanders game.
Yep.
And this was a weird line too. It was Hogs, Bess, and Bo. Kind of a different line. Not one I would have figured being played together, but it worked for this game here.
Yeah, so. I like how he's kind of like Boudreau. He's kind of playing with the lines and just seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Travis Green really mixed it up too much. And you see Boudreau kind of really trying a lot of different stuff, but he tries to stay pretty consistent with it. Once he
everything but the lotto line.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. Later in the week, I was a little frustrated we didn't see it, but
yeah. So this was 2-0 Vancouver after the first. Then in the second, we had a goal from Bo Horvat with slap shot from the top of the circle again. Took the puck off Tatar and just ripped it past Dawes. You don't see Bo taking slap shots too often, so it was kind of surprising, but it worked. I'd like to see more of it if they're going to go in.
And it was recorded at 97 miles an hour, so just absolutely clap.
Yeah, cannon from the captain. And I believe. No, this wasn't shorthanded. He just stripped Tatar from the puck at the point there. Then we had a goal 17 seconds later from Tanner Pearson, who carried the puck in the zone, made a nice drop pass to Tyler Myers, and then Pearson went to the net, and Myers made a great slap pass to Pearson, and Dawes had no idea that was coming. It looked great. As Wes said before we started, that's the nicest play Myers has made as a Canuck. Absolutely.
Yep. I was texting him as the game was going, and I said, that he sold that shot so well. he wound up like he was just going to let it fly. And even the slot pass wasn't weak. Like, you have to have your stick on the ice to get that. And Tanner Pearson, veteran he is, he's got his stick on the ice.
Yep. So this was 4-3 Vancouver after 2. Devils kind of came on this period. In the third, we had a shorthand goal from Bo with a snipe on a partial breakaway off the bar and in. Again, like, stepping up big time. The captain, like, leading on the ice.
Yep.
2 goals, a shorthanded goal. It seems like him and Petey are kind of a pair on the penalty kill right now, and they're working. It seems like they get chances every game.
Yep.
And then we had a goal from Lamico, who tips in a Luke Shen point shot. Did you ever think that was going to happen at the start of the year? Lamico from Shen, the dreaded combination. So this was a 6-3 win for the Canucks. Wes said 4-2 win. I said 4-3 win. This was also an off with your heads from Wes. So the spoiler alert, the only game we won this week. Wes got it right.
Yeah.
Just some things I had noted in this. Quinn Hughes was +4 in this game. So big influence on the offensive part of the game.
Yeah.
And the defensive part of the game. If you're +4, both ends of the ice, you're doing good. Weird thing in this one, Hoglander was wearing Petey's gloves, and I guess he's been doing it. Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. There's a picture of him on the bench taking a drink, and it's got 40 on his glove.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
I didn't even notice that. Maybe he just feels like it brings him some luck.
Yeah,
got
scored
some
a goal.
Talent. It's like when in Space Jam when they touch the ball and they get the talent. Maybe you put Petey's gloves on, you get some mitts on you. Who knows?
Podkolzin played 8:58 of this game, and I thought he was really good. He was noticeable. He was effective. He was hard on pucks, hard on defensemen.
You see him later in the week getting bumped up a line during the game because of that.
And post-game, Boudreau says that Bo is a true leader. So nice to hear that from your coach, especially because there's all of this leadership controversy, but controversy that isn't an actual thing.
It's being created by the fans and created by the media, and it's just that thing where, JT Miller, he's a big factor on this team, but just because he's contributing and Bo isn't sometimes doesn't mean he's not the leader of this team. They're both leaders. They can both coexist. And you see JT Miller's kind of cooling down right now. Bo's heating up. And that's kind of what we need. Like, we need different guys to start taking over when other guys cool off. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. So let's get to one more game here. We had the Detroit Red Wings in Vancouver, March 16th, 2022.
And
Demko, Nedeljkovic start.
A very important game to win.
It was. Troy Stetcher, Oli Olevi back in the house for the first time.
Which was this Oli's first game as a Red Wing?
No,
he had put a couple.
I think he played 1 or 2
more. Okay, sounds good.
Petey was back in the lineup in this one. Hoglander was out, got hurt in practice.
Hate to see it.
0-0 after 1, 1-0 after 2. Very, very frustrating period from Brock Besser.
Yeah.
Had an open net.
Tap-in chance.
Bobbled the puck multiple times.
Yeah.
And so the Canucks lose this 1-0. And it's the Besser game is just amplified because of the 1-0 loss, right?
Yep.
You score that goal, who knows what happens from there.
And this is what I like that Boudreau said after the game. They asked him about Besser's play, and he said, I don't want to pick on a guy. Obviously, the team lost today. It wasn't solely his fault.
Yeah.
It's just he had a couple opportunities that would have been clutch for him to bury. One of them was an absolute tap-in, and he deflected it wide. So it's frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah, loud mistakes.
He's a high-level player. He obviously isn't playing his best hockey right now, and we really wish he was because we need these points.
Yeah, this is a very disappointing game.
This is a big week for Canucks.
The Canucks had over 40 shots on nets, and that. Don't let that fool you. Detroit had way more grade A scoring chances,
breakout opportunities.
Yeah, Thatcher Demko was ridiculous in this game.
It could have been 7-0.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it just very shitty because this is we said before, it's not a pushover Red Wings team. They got skill, but they're beatable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This year they've shown a lot more than they did last year, but it's one of those things where it's I feel like we kind of underestimated them coming into this game, which we shouldn't. Look at where they are in the standings. They're kind of where we are in our division, so you shouldn't take them lightly. They're pushing. They're trying to get into the playoffs, and we just didn't play hard enough. We didn't play good enough. It was just a sad effort, honestly.
Yep. And I think you nailed it where they underestimated this team.
Yeah.
The 2 games they played Detroit this year, I believe they had 83 shots on net and scored 1 goal. So it just, to me, that shows you're not respecting this team.
Yeah, all our shots were from the perimeter. The goalie was able to set up on every shot. Like, there was not enough disturbance in front of the net. There just wasn't enough sacrifice to win this game.
Yeah. It's like everybody thought they could just beat Nuggets clean. There wasn't any drive or determination. For a team that's like still on the outside of the playoffs, very close to being a playoff team, like that's garbage.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Okay, so again we had to kind of reschedule a bit. We're shooting on Sunday again, so that means we have to cover the Calgary game last night. So we'll go over that. Calgary in Vancouver, March 19th, 2022. Demko and Vladar get the start. Flames played the night before against the Sabres, I believe. So no Markstrom. Milan Lucic in warm-ups got hit in the head with a puck.
Yeah.
Didn't come back for the warm-ups. Was playing in the game, but no Hoglander again. New line combo of PD, Bo, and Garland, which is interesting. Not sure how I feel about it.
It did not work.
In the first, it didn't work.
No.
But
they had some chances later on.
Yeah, but Garland, like we talked about, is a very different player. Like, I don't know if he worked with Bo because Bo is a north-south kind of player. PD is smart enough to
make it work,
zig and zag and weave like Garland does too, and like find open spots on the ice. Bo can do that too. It's just like I think you just got to give them some time to mesh.
Yeah.
So in this one, Hanifin scores in the first game on an awful effort from Travis Hamonic, who, like, I don't know if he just recognized it late or just didn't care, but he could have made an attempt to get in Hanifin's way or stick check him or anything, but just didn't. Like,
and against your former team.
Yeah.
Like,
that one bothered me a little bit. Just showed zero give a fuck.
Yeah.
This was 3-0 Calgary after 1. In my notes, I just have one aspect of the period, which it sucked.
Which it made me glad that Markstrom wasn't in.
Yeah.
Because like that was a chance for us. Like, okay, Marky's not in that tonight. Like, let's try and beat this guy, and we just didn't have it.
Yeah. So this was 3-0 after 1, 4-0 after 2. And the third, Yaroslav Halak started. Demko wasn't bad this game. They're just resting him because it was out of reach.
Which we should maybe talk about the little argument on the bench.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting at the end of the second.
At the end of the second, you could see Boudreau like telling Halak he's going in. I don't know if he said like you're not starting tomorrow or whatever, but Halak looked pissed about it, and then they kind of have a bit of an exchange. Like, so it is what it is. Halak hasn't earned a start, in my opinion. Like,
no, he's been. The team hasn't played that good in front of him, but he hasn't made those clutch saves that he has to make in order to stay between the pipes, and Thatcher Demko is.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
And his last starts too, he did not make, like you said, a save to. It's not even he was going in relief of Markstrom after getting shellacked. He started the game. He didn't make the saves that he needed to.
Yeah.
So just kind of shut up and get in the net. Take this as an opportunity. Go out there. Don't give up a goal. Show, okay, I'm ready to start a game again. Like, show you have your confidence back.
Yeah.
In the third, we got a goal from Highmore, who tipped a Lamico one-timer from the points. It was nice just to get a goal.
Model line getting it done again.
Yeah. And then we had a goal from Besser. Power play just had a tap in front of the nets. Good to see Besser score, especially after the period in Detroit he had.
Yeah.
This game, he was okay. There was a step in the right direction. Still not the
where
Besser we want to see.
No, and I feel like his skating isn't where it was last season. Like, when he was dealing with the injury still, it seemed like he really brought his skating to another level. And now, who knows? I don't know if he's dealing with the injury again or what, but it just seems like his skating isn't at the level it was last season. He just doesn't have the drive that I want to see in him. And it's just disappointing to watch, honestly.
Yeah, so this was a 5-2 loss. Yeah, this game sucked.
Just to be honest with you guys, I shut it off after the second period. I texted Justin. I said, I'm not wasting my time. I could tell they were going to lose, obviously, and I was really frustrated, so I just shut the game off. And Justin texted me, don't worry, I'll take one for the team.
I toughed it
So,
out. I watched it.
attaboy.
So I'm up a period on you for the
Yeah,
year.
100%.
Yeah, this game sucked. Even the third, it was like they scored a couple goals, but this was Calgary, like at peak. Like,
yeah. Don't see 5-2 and think that we were somewhat in this game.
yeah.
We were not in this game.
Calgary was so much better than us
Yeah.
in all aspects of the ice. They it seemed like the Canucks were always like a step behind or just slightly out of position, whereas Calgary was on point with everything.
And one thing I really noticed in those first two periods I watched, when Calgary comes into the offensive zone, they're coming in like 4 deep, 5 deep. Like they're coming in fast. They're coming in like literally 4-on-2s sometimes. And it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like,
with purpose to score a goal. That's what they're trying to do.
It seemed like we didn't have enough structure to adapt to that style. And we weren't doing the same back. Like they were just getting chance after chance after chance rushing into the zone. And we had no answer for it. We didn't adjust to it. It was just sad.
And typically, kind of one thing where I've been made aware of that is a Canucks weakness is when the opponent's defense can really break out the puck. That's when we struggle. And the Calgary blue line isn't fast, but they're all above average puck movers at least. Maybe not Gabranson and Zadorov, but that's why they play 12, 13 minutes a night.
And it's crazy, man. Since Gabranson was playing on the Ottawa Senators, I feel like he elevated his game. I feel like he didn't have a bad game against us the other night either. Like, I feel like he has brought his game up a bit. He does look a bit better than when he played for us. Like, when he played for us, he was literally just sticking up for the boys, and there wasn't really anything else for him to offer. Like, that's what I mean, right?
Let's talk about this. You and I have very different images of Gabranson. Gabranson fought once in a while.
Yeah.
He was not some big, tough
3
guy.
or 4 times.
But you always have this thing of like, oh, he's a sticks up for the boys, he's a warrior. He was not.
Yeah.
He did it, and I'll give him credit for it, but he wasn't like Luke Shen.
No, but this is where I kind of get into little beefs too, is because Luke Shen in this game, I feel like could have stepped up and fought somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
after Kachuk, they got into it in front of the nets. I don't know if Kachuk
he laid Kachuk out, and Kachuk tries throwing punches.
And slashes him right in front of the ref, and the ref doesn't do anything.
100%, and Luke Shen's just like, get out of here, kid. I feel like he could have either went with Lucic or with Goodbranson just to kind of elevate the boys a little bit, just to kind of bring the energy up. It's like, what was it, 3-0 at one point?
Yeah.
Like, we needed a spark. He didn't give it to us. I was kind of hoping he would. I just respect tough guys in the league, and I felt like Luke Shen had an opportunity there, but he didn't take it.
Yeah, or even Miller, or like maybe Bo,
and
somebody's got to take some responsibility in that situation.
100%. And like, you don't want Garland dropping the mitts again, because like, Jesus Christ, if he's doing that, that's brutal.
Unless you fight another small guy. Like if Garland and Hoagland are going to fight, I'd be like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But like, and I just want to touch up too, like with the Gabranson thing.
Yeah.
I think he has elevated his game. I think he fits in the Sutter system, like just a big bruising defenseman. In Vancouver, in Florida, he was touted as this top 4 guy, and that's just above his skill set. When he's on the third pair, and he doesn't have to.
That's 100% the player
he's found a nice role, and I'm glad. Like, I don't want to see him out of the league. Like, he seemed like a stand-up guy, but just wasn't a fit in the Canucks because we expected too much, and probably because where Florida drafted him like a 3rd overall pick. Like,
you're expecting a lot.
Yeah, like an Ekblad or something like that, you know. But just not Goodbranson's game. But good for him for carving out a good career.
Yeah, 100%.
And has definitely found a home in Calgary.
Yep.
So that's all our games for this week. We did cover the extra one because we, again, recording late, but just another bonus game for you guys.
Yep.
Some notes I have here. March 14th, 2022, Brandon Sutter was back on the ice practicing with injured Canucks.
That, and I was so happy. And like, obviously he's just trying to get his feet wet and get on the skates again.
Yeah.
But I was just happy to see him back with the team in some capacity.
Yeah. And like, somewhat relatable, like, you and I both had COVID earlier. We've talked about it before. Like, I still have the cough. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
When I got it, I was double vaccinated. I am no like professional athlete by any means.
Yeah.
Sutter is, but was not vaccinated the first time they got it because it just wasn't available.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine like what's going on with him. Like if it's his lungs or what.
Yeah, it's tough, and like even UFC fighter Hamzat Shemaev, like peak performance athlete. Like, this guy is a bruiser. He's in the peak shape a human being could be in, and he was coughing up blood. He posted that he was retiring. Like, it freaked him right out. And like, he's a top level athlete, and now he's back and he's better. But it's like, it's scary for these athletes, man. Sometimes, like, it seems obviously situational, who gets it bad, who doesn't, but some guys get it bad, and Sutter was obviously one of them.
Well, and Bo talked about it too, like when he was in quarantine for a bit and he came back, like it really affected his lungs also, and like I'm just like an everyday dude, right? Like I just go to work and
Me
shit.
too.
Like I don't, my job isn't to be an athlete. I don't have to go to the gym and train. And like I can't shake this cough. He's a professional athlete, right? Like he's on the ice pushing himself, in the gym pushing himself. Like it's got to be so hard to deal with that. Like if you're constantly coughing or you just don't have the wind.
Yeah.
So yeah, just as much as we do judge these guys and we want to see them win, there's also different like
they deal with
factors
shit
that go into this too. So and another thing I have noted here, Boudreau was on the Vancast with Thomas Drance and Farhan Lalji, and I just thought he was very open. Is very aware that coaches have a shelf life, right? Like he's not here for the next 15 years. So it's like kind of nice to hear like that he gets it. He's not he's very realistic about everything. Not to say he deserves to go. Like I think he deserves an extension at this point. Just I think that just shows insight into how he is as a person, and he's not like completely unrealistic. So, good interview. Go check it out if you want. The Vancast, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, I believe the assistant coach that got hit in the head with the puck there.
I had it in my head, and as soon as you said that, it lost me.
He's back either way.
Why is it slipping my mind right now?
Either. I might have.
I feel so bad. I know
Scott Walker.
Thank you very much. It was on the frickin' tip of my brain. I just couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, he was back at practice. I don't know if he was on the bench for any of the games this week, but good to see that he's making progress.
Yeah, he's at least with the team again too. Obviously dealing with some vertigo situation. That's terrible to hear, but hopefully he's back behind the bench soon because we need him.
Yep. Okay, so that covers it for games this week. Let's go over some news because there has been a couple trades in the Canucks world. The first one was we shipped Travis Hamonic out to the Ottawa Senators for a third-round pick, our third-round pick. I don't know where that got traded. I don't know the trade tree for how Ottawa got our third-rounder, but we got it back. So good trade. Canucks essentially dumped $3 million in cap space, or clean up $3 million of cap space. Get a pick back. So wins all around for that one. Hamonic had a very weird season for the Canucks this year, like from his
absence.
Yeah, the weird vaccination thing at the start of the year. Like
this is kind of what put his head on the chopping block, which is kind of weird to say because who knows? It might have been some family issues, personal issues, whatever it was. I feel like just when you're not there for your team and everyone else has to be, everyone has shit going on.
And also very weird, like missing American road trips, things like that, right? Like where you're questioning things. Like we don't want to get into his personal life and all that shit, but you do see it like it's just part of the team. Like it's what happened. So
exactly. And I feel like that's kind of what put him on the chopping block, and we cleared up some cap space, and we got another defenseman back.
Before that though, let's thank you for your couple years here in Vancouver, Travis. We wish you nothing but the best. Had a weird year. Come on, show the man something.
I seen the thank you post, and I feel like even they were like, whatever.
Wasn't a big part of the team.
No, he wasn't at all. He was here for a very short stay, and bye-bye.
All right. Wes with no respect for Travis Hamonic. And then, we got another defenseman coming in. It was a trade with Toronto Maple Leafs for Travis Dermott. I think is how you say it.
Dermott.
Signed for a couple seasons, 1.5 cap hit. Trade him for a third rounder, the Nate Schmidt third rounder from Winnipeg that we got. So essentially, we kind of traded Schmidt for Dermott or Hammond for Dermott, however you want to look at it. But I like the trade. We got a cheaper, like maybe they're the same defenseman, but
cheaper
for half the price
and money that will be going to one of our forwards in the near future,
and also like potential to grow, not what he is. I think Hamonic is 31. 30 somewhere in there. He is what he is. He's on the decline a little bit.
And I obviously just shook him off there. I only did that because of the way it all worked out. he has been fairly good in these last few games. Like, I've seen him make some decent defensive plays, and I've seen him be good with the puck. I've seen him be pretty offensive. There is times where obviously it's shaky, but I mean, that's part of being a defenseman. You're going to get looked at. There's obviously glaring holes in people's games.
Especially when you miss large chunks of the season, too. Right?
Exactly.
You got to get your wheels under you when everybody's going.
Yeah, he's not a terrible piece, and obviously that's why Ottawa wanted to add him to the pile, and we're just happy to clear up some cap space and get a defenseman back with similar value, if not more value.
And Dermott can play both sides of the ice, which is big. He's a left-hand shot defenseman, but play him on either side. That's huge.
Yeah.
So that, to me, I think that means Hunt might be an everydayer.
Yeah.
Or Pullman is not ready for a while.
Yeah.
We'll kind of see what happens with that.
Yeah, I've been happy with Hunt. His
Me too,
offensive numbers, man, they're actually pretty good if you look at
It
them.
hasn't been horrendous defensively either. Like, I haven't really noticed them that much, which is a good thing for a third line.
Yeah, Hunt's been good. I'm happy with him.
But it'll be interesting to see if we get Dermott for the game tonight. I don't know if we'll be able to make it or not.
Put him on a private jet flying straight to Vancouver. We need him in the game tonight, please. And, okay, before I forget about this, I want to bring up this conversation. Have you been happy with Nick Patan?
He's been okay. I don't expect much out of him, especially playing on the fourth line. I
have not been happy with this play.
Elaborate, please.
I would like to see someone else in the lineup tonight. I don't care who it is. I want to see him out of the lineup. I want to see someone else in the lineup, give someone else an opportunity to make a name for themselves and come out and prove something. Patan, to me, hasn't proven anything. I just haven't seen much in his game that I like. I've seen him get hit pretty bad a couple times. I've seen him turn over the puck pretty bad a couple times. Even Garland had a couple bad turnovers, trying to do a little too much by himself.
Sucks for Garland, too, to get thrown on that line, which is essentially the fourth line.
So. Yep, and I just want to see a change up tonight. We haven't got the wins we needed. We don't have Hoglander, who's one of our hardest workers on the team. Let's take Patan out of the lineup tonight. Hopefully we got Dermott on the defense, and we could have a positive game tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who starts in that too, whether it is Halak or
it Demko. Better be Demko, because that's the only chance we have at winning this game.
I hope it is Demko. That's kind of it for news so far. We browsed Twitter and everything. It sounds like the Canucks aren't done yet, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
When I saw that we acquired Dermott, I was like, okay, maybe this is Tyler Mott, get shipped to the Leafs or something, but
and it's funny how far apart those two trades were, because when I first seen Hamonic gone, I'm like, we need defensemen. Now we're getting rid of defensemen, especially a 6 foot whatever defenseman that can lay the body. Travis Hamonic is one of those guys who should be stepping up and taking some fights every now and again too, and he wasn't. So to see that we got Dermott a couple hours later, I was really happy about that. I just hope he's in the game.
Yeah. So let's go over some score predictions for this week. We have Buffalo in the house tonight. This will end the Homestead, the disappointing, unsuccessful Homestead.
Yeah.
What's your score prediction, Wes? Buffalo Sabres.
If I had any confidence, I would go with that. But I don't have much confidence tonight. If we have Dermott, I think it creates a spark for the team. I think we get the dub. It's going to be 3-2, though. It won't be a real blowout. It'll be a close game.
3-2 win?
3-2 win for the Vancouver Canucks. If Demko starts.
3-2 win for the Canucks.
Yeah. That's what I feel.
Ooh. Then we got in Colorado Wednesday night.
That's going to be a fun game.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. We're going to their barn. They're buzzing. It's going to be a tough look. You go first. You go first.
5-2 Colorado.
And hopefully, obviously, we're going to have Demko in next. We have a day break there. I hate to give him a loss, but it's not looking good. Still going to give him a dub anyway. We'll go 4-2 Vancouver Canucks. Let's hope we can turn this ship around and get some wins here, because we need them.
Yeah, that'll be our first game after the trade deadline. Also, it'll be interesting to see Hughes and Makar go ahead.
Yep. Which the source on Instagram says the trades aren't done for the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm kind of
talking about that.
But I'm interested to see who else we can acquire in that time,
or who else we ship out,
and maybe that creates a spark for the end of the season to where we can get some more wins.
So Thursday night, back-to-back, we're in Minnesota, take on the Wild. Another tough game. Kirill Kaprizov, gonna be flying. What do you think, Wes?
I always underestimate the Wild, and I don't know why at this point because they're so hard to score
when
against.
When they first came into the league, they were just so boring.
Yeah.
They win a lot.
But they're so hard to score goals against. They always make it a tight game. They're always a pain in the ass to play no matter what team plays them. I see the Leafs struggle with them sometimes. I see Calgary, every team struggles with these guys because they're so hard to play against. But I'm going to go with, it's going to be a tight one, maybe a 2-1 win for the Vancouver Canucks.
3-2 Minnesota.
Giving some losses here.
I just think that's how it's going now.
Yeah, it's definitely a downhill slide right now. I hope we can turn it around, though. You've seen the frustration on Boudreau's face on the bench.
Yeah, everybody.
He is livid. You can tell he wants to just start punching the air.
Well, and it's the late starts, too.
Yeah.
And he said, he doesn't know why it's happening. Miller and Horvat talked about it after the game. It's unacceptable. Garland said it. There's no, stop saying it. Show up for puck drop.
Exactly.
Have good first periods. Don't bury yourselves in 10 fucking minutes.
You have the entire day to prepare for the game. We play at 8 p.m. Prepare throughout the day. I don't care if you got to take naps, eat power foods, snatches and cleans out in the yard with the boys. I don't care what it takes to come ready for game time. We need to come out in the first period buzzing.
You know what 90% of our podcasts are?
Huh. Yeah, for real.
And it's all you.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll let you get into it. But yeah, the late starts can't happen. It can't be an issue. It's ridiculous. This is a professional hockey team.
Yeah. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah. So let's get on to our Canucks of the week, I guess. I don't feel like anybody deserves it this week. I have one guy.
There's two guys for me, but it's so hard too because I want to give it to Bo so bad because he stepped up big time in a couple games and he definitely deserves it. But I mean, Thatcher Demko's the only guy, in my opinion, that you can even give it to, and it's not even I'm happy to give it to him because, and I'm sure he's frustrated as anybody because that first period of our last game, there could have been 3 goals on 3 of those saves. He was absolutely lights out. He was doing everything in his power to save goal. That should spark the team and be all right, our goalie's trying. Now we need to answer back, and we just had no answer.
Yeah. No, Thatcher Demko for me. I think he's getting tired.
Yeah.
He's been played a lot.
And frustrated.
40 saves a game. Yeah. Highlight reel save after highlight reel save. If we had a reliable backup goalie, or if they can't ship Halak out at this point, the way the conversation between him and Boudreau went, just call Spencer Martin. Just tell him,
please.
Just tell him, man, you got to tough the year out. You're not playing.
Yeah.
There's something just off there with Halak and the Canucks. So
I want to see Spencer Martin as our backup. It's a guy that we can rely on, especially in back-to-back games. I don't feel like they would be shy at all to play Spencer Martin in a back-to-back. Which right now, you seen what happened last night? They're okay, Halak, you're playing the third period, and that's why he's pissed. He's so what, I'm not playing tomorrow night? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Straight up, you're not.
Yeah, and in that situation, just be a good teammate. Just
shut your mouth.
Like we said, just shut your mouth. Go have a good period.
Get between the pipes, show some confidence.
Yeah, give the team confidence in you. Don't sit there and bitch to your coach. Yeah. It's the same thing when he got pulled the last time he started, when he's looking at the bench to be get me out of here. That's why you're not starting. Yeah. He did it to himself.
Yeah.
Sucks to pick on Halak, but
it does, but you don't see Thatcher Demko staring at the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll get on to some tweets of the week here. This one I have is from Mr. Booth at Mr. Booth07. Only scenario I'll ever be content with 2 defensemen on the power play is net front Tyler Myers, and I'll settle for nothing else. I agree.
He's got a big ass, park him in front of the net. Yeah.
I can't remember who was hurt, but when Petey was out, they had OEL and Hughes on the first unit.
Yeah.
And I want to see Myers in front. The Bruins did it with Chara. It's a big body to move out front. Give it a shot.
He's an immovable object if you park him in front of the net.
Yeah. And then here's another one from Olivia Jones at Olivia Jones FM. Wasn't going to drink tonight, but I'm a Canucks fan. Relatable.
Yep.
And then actually one last thing I want to talk to you about before we go here. So Linus Carlson, who we got in the trade for Jonathan Dahlin a couple seasons ago, who we got for Alex Burrows, tied in the SHL a certain player's rookie goals record. Do you know who that player was?
No.
Elise Patterson.
Ooh.
So we might have a player on our hands here.
Yeah.
A lot of people wrote this kid off from the time of the trade because Dahlin's playing with the Sharks this year, having a pretty decent season. A little bit older than Carlson, but let's see what happens. This kid plays center. 24 goals in the SHL is not a small feat.
No,
so,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I think that'll do it for this week's episode. Another fairly quick one.
Yeah.
We'll discuss more trades if they happen. Next
kind of
Saturday.
hoping there's one more big move because I feel like our team needs a spark right now. Let's get one more big trade in there and just create some new energy and go on a win streak.
One last thing too, Troy Stetcher's trade for the Kings today. 7th round pick. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so reunited with Alex Edler. Good for Troy. Was not playing much in Detroit. The guy deserves to be an everyday defenseman. Whether that's a bottom 3 or in your top 4, which I believe he can be a top 4 defenseman.
100%.
Just needs a chance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why Detroit didn't give him a chance. I don't know why he had to earn a spot in the top 4 every year in Vancouver. But, yeah, like, I hope nothing but the best for Troy. Hopefully this is a permanent home for him and he's an everyday player like he should be.
Troy's the man.
Yep.
All right, another one in the bag.